In this video, we will look into Keyword Magic Tool. You can access Keyword Magic Tool from SEMrush under Keyword Research Keyword Magic Tool. This tool is one of the most important, even favorite tool for me within SEMrush because this is where all the magic happening within SEMrush. SEMrush is known for its database size, can be for keywords, can be for links. Keywords, they have around 25.4 billion keywords within their database, covering 142 geo databases. So when you enter a seed keyword here, it will find all the related, all the variations of keywords from its database for your seed keyword, which is very valuable when you are doing SEO keyword research. In order to get started using this tool, all you need to do is enter a keyword here. For example, in this case, we are already seeing this example, and select a target country here. And once you're done, click on search, and it will, within seconds, you will see a lot of data. I mean, really a lot of data. For example, I enter one keyword and it has found around 350,000 keywords, and it has over total volume of over 6 million volume, and average keyword difficulty is around 61 per 1 percentage. I I will click on all keyword because it's on broad match. With all keyword, it has found over 780,000 plus keywords with over 20 million plus volume, and average keyword difficulty of over 52 percentage. You can just see the value of how much keywords it has found. So that is where the value of SEMrush comes into the play. Now I will explain this tool in much more depth and showcase you all the filters features available within this tool to get the maximum out of this tool to find the right keywords. The reason we need to find the right keyword, a small example, we search for weight loss and it has 100 percentage competition. If you are a weight loss blog, you can't expect to go after that keyword initially get go, because it is going to take a huge amount of efforts. If you want to rank, you need to build up your authority, you need to be in the business for a long time, you need to have so much linking, building, promotion going around, content marketing, on page SEO and everything. But that is the reason we will be targeting those keyword, but we won't be ranking anytime soon for that keyword. And we will be doing a solid keyword research in this tool and other SEMrush tools to find the right low competition, right keyword which is profitable for our business, so we can use those keywords to get the initial ranking and initial momentum going, and then we can go after the really high competition keywords. Okay, for now in this tool, first we will look into these functionalities. Then we will explore what is on the left side of the screen. Then we will take a in-depth look on the stable data. So first we are seeing the basic information here that we search for weight loss. We set the database to United States. We can also change the country here as well. And if we choose a different country, we will have a local currency option to select as well. Now we are getting the most important section of the tool, where first is the keyword data set, then we have the filters here. Inside the filter data sets, first we have all keywords. For example, when we select all keywords, it is going to show all the different types of keywords here for us. But if we select questions, it is going to be showing only the question keywords it has found relating to my main keyword. All the keyword will be on a question format here. There is a reason why questions are important in SEO keyword research. I have explained this in much more depth in my free SEO keyword research course. I will leave the link in the description, you can check it out. But the brief summary is like, question keywords are very good for multiple reasons. One reason is you will find most of the time smaller keywords in the same space, 2 to 3 words or 4 words keyword or something like that, generally will be more competitive compared to a long question keyword. And also in long question keywords, it's almost exact like a long tail keywords. So if you are essentially starting out a blog and you are looking to find quick winners most of the time you can find really good opportunities in a question type keyword. And also in question type keyword you will get extra benefits. Maybe you can rank in a featured snippet, you can also rank in a people also ask, and you can also rank on a related results. So you get more opportunities in question keyword. And within a question keyword you can also understand the user intent really well, because the question clearly says what the user is expecting. And if you create content to answer that question, Google will also treat you accordingly, because you are exactly matching the what the user is looking for. So question keywords are good in really in general in SEO. That's why in SEMrush they have given an extra preference for question keywords. So if you want to see only question keyword, you can select this particular tab on. And also if you are not going to rank for create separate content for separate questions, if you are creating a weight loss guide, let's say for example, it is always a really good way of doing content creation by answering all these questions. Because what essentially it's saying that for this particular content on weight loss, users are asking these questions. So if you are creating a guide on weight loss, you have to make sure you are answering all these questions within your content piece. So by doing that, what you are trying to do is you are trying to create a topical authority for your content, and you are saying that I'm not only trying to create content for this keyword, I'm trying to create content for this keyword, but at the same time, I'm answering all the questions my target users are having for this content keyword. So that's why questions are very important. You can just turn on the questions by clicking here. I'm going to turn the all keyword back to explain the other features as well. For the next data sets, now we have several other options. All keywords, basically it is going to be showing all the keywords with from all these categories, so it is self-explanatory. Then we have broad match, phrase match, exact match, and related. Now let us take a look into one by one. If I click on broad match, you can see there are two explanations from SEMrush. Any variations of your seed keyword or keyword phrase in any order. Another example explanation is broad match will show all the keyword ideas for seed keyword in all found forms without an exact order. This modifier returns the largest amount of keywords. So that is what broad match means. Phrase match. When I click on phrase match, the example is exact keyword or keyword phrase in various orders. You can also notice the number of keywords and volume, and average keyword difficulty will keep on changing depending on the different data sets I see. The next explanation for phrase matches. Phrase match provides keywords in exact same form as the seed keyword but in various orders. This will exclude variation of your seed keyword including ing, ed, s, such as plural format from your results. So that is what phrase match does. Then exact match. Exact keyword or keyword phrase in exact order. Exact match shows all keyword ideas for the seed keyword in exact same form as the seed keyword and in exact order. So that is what exact match does. Then we have related keyword. Related keywords in Keyword Magic Tool is based on the URLs being displayed on the top 20 results for the keyword you are analyzing in Google search engine. This metric compares the main search keyword in SEMrush first two pages of results to the keywords related to that first two page results. Depending on how you these URLs relate, you will receive those related keyword along with related keywords percentage. So these are related keywords to this, so it might not even have all this word or something like that, and it will show you related. For example, how much related, most of the time you will see misspelled keywords or different ways of saying the same thing again and again. And if we turn up the volume, you will find really good variations of your keyword, all the other ways of saying the same exact thing. For example, weight loss, and lose weight fast. Another way of saying it, lose weight. Diet, another way of saying weight loss, maybe losing weight. Uh, Diet, how to lose fat. So you can see it, even though it does not have the same words I have mentioned in seed keywords, just using related keywords I can find a lot of different variety of related keyword, and this might be even a person in a weight loss industry. You can check it out. Basically, I really like related keyword a lot, because I enter a seed keyword without knowing a subject area. I'm not sure about all the industrial terms or other ways of saying this, but as soon as I type that particular keyword, I have all these other variation. For example, lose weight, or even losing weight, all the different ways. So I can essentially, what I can do is I can click open up any of this keyword, and it will open that data again in keyword overview, and I can start the process again, and it will show me all different keywords from this particular keyword. So I can keep on going like that. So you can understand how powerful this related keyword section is. So my favorite on how I will do is, either I will keep it as all keywords and do a research, or I will directly go into the related section of the keyword and try to find all those hidden opportunity which I might not be aware of it. So that is what all these data sets. I'm going to go back into all keywords again. Then we have languages. The main way of using this filter is, it is not going to work for everyone, because they have only limited number of languages. So if you are doing keyword research for a country which is having these language, for example, Spanish for Spain, French for France, German for Germany, Italian for Italy, Portuguese for Portugal, Japanese for Japan. So if you're doing in these particular countries, what you can do is, if you check on any of these keyword and you are doing for Spain and you are selecting Spanish, it will show the keywords which has a local search term associated with this. Like, it might say how to lose weight fast in their local language. So you can find these foreign keywords also using this language data set. I don't use that much often, because the markets I work is not available here. So those are the things available in this first row. Now we have filter. The reason filters are very important in SEMrush is because they have a huge data set. For example, for weight loss, they provided around 780,000 plus keywords. And if I scroll down, for one page it's showing me 100 keyword, and there are around 7828 pages to scroll through it. So you can't expect to scroll through all this data one by one. That is where these filters comes into play. By using this filter, we can create much more manageable working data set in order to do a much more effective SEO keyword research. There is also no right or wrong. Depending on your need or depending on your business, these filters you can do as you want. That's why I'm going to explain how these filters are working, and asking you to choose your own filter and create your own filters for your need. First, we have volume. This is self-explanatory, because we already know the definition of volume. It is how many people are searching for this keyword every month on Google. This column is showing that data. There is already a predefined created sets. For example, if I click on the first one, it is going to be showing you only the keyword which has over 100,000 searches a month. If I click on the second set, it is going to be showing keyword which has a minimum search volume of 10,000, and it is going to be less than 100,000. Similarly, they have created several other groups as well, or you can create your own custom range as well. For this example, let's say for example, I don't want to see any keywords less than 99 searches. There is no right or wrong here. I'm just entering a filter which is comfortable for me. That does not mean any keywords below 99 searches is not profitable. It might be profitable. I'm just explaining the filter for you. So when I do that, it is going to be filtering all those keywords. I found around over 700,000 plus. Now I'm automatically filtered the keyword to around 22,000 keywords. So with just one filter, you can see how much filtration I have done. Then we have keyword difficulty. Keyword difficulty is this column, sorry. Again, they have created several groups. You can see I mentioned 0 being most easy, 100 being most competitive, and they have created, for example, 85 to 100, they have classified it as very hard, and 0 to 14%, they have classified it as very easy, and easy, possible, difficult, odd, all the other options as here. You can either select a predefined one or create a custom. For example, I want to target any keywords up to 50. So 0 to 50, I want to see all the keywords. Automatically you can see again the filter got applied, and now I'm left out with 9,000 keywords. Next we have intent. Intent we have already explained in overview and also in my free SEO keyword research course, link in the description. The important where you can select whichever the intent you want, and the small info button also will show different intent for you. Informational stand for that user is looking to find some information. Navigational stand for that user is looking to navigate into something for him. Commercial stands for that user is looking to learn more information about a service, product, or looking to buy or perform a purchase or something similar in that nature. Transactional is where user is looking to accomplish an action for you, action for him. So when you click on any of the filter which applies you, again it will get filtered out. For example, you can see I have turned in the filter to 7,000. Then we have the filter of CPC. CPC is this particular column. Basically, it shows that how much competitors are willing to pay for every single click they receive from this particular search result. For example, in this case, I'm going to have a minimum of 1 cent. I want to see keywords that have CPC value. So I don't want to see any keywords which does not have any CPC value. That does not mean that those keywords are profitable. This is just a filter I'm explaining. Even some zero value keyword in CPC also will be very valuable. So you have to try out different filter, different combination of filters to find the right keywords for you. Then we have include keyword. This is very important for me at least. Include exclude keyword is personal favorite of mine. When you do include keyword, what you can do is whatever the keyword you entering here, it will make sure that keywords are in that words are included in the list of keywords here. For example, the first radio button is for all keywords, and the second keyword but radio button is for any keywords. So what happens here is like when I press all keywords and I enter keywords like free, let's say diet, plan, I have entered three different keywords. So what I'm essentially saying to SEMrush is I only want to see keyword ideas or variation from this 4,000 keyword which has all three words in it. So when I press on apply, if it has any keyword ideas with all these three words, it will show it. For example, it only found one. Let me remove one word here and I am providing two words and it found these two. And let's say for example I do this and something like this, let's see, and it found 25 keywords. So you get the idea. I'm essentially saying every keyword need to have both of this keyword present with that. Any keyword is where, like for example free, or let's say plan or something like that. When I put any keyword, either any of this word is present in that keyword idea, it will show it. For example, when I do that, it has 85 results, and you can see one might have the word wait. What are the keywords I use? Plan or free. So it has plan year, plan year, plan year. And if it is a free word, it will show that without the plan keyword. So it can have either any keywords in this. So those are the include keyword. Exclude keyword is where you can specifically mention to SEMrush any words which is presented on this particular list. I don't want to see it in my keyword list. So if you say, let's say example, I don't want to target any keywords which has 2023. So for example, you can see this keyword has 2023 in it. So I don't want to target any keyword which has 2023. Apply, it will remove those keywords from the list. You can see I left out around with 4,000 keywords. So that is what exclude does. Then we have advanced filter. Advanced filter, the first one is a favorite of mine, word count. For example, every keyword has a different word count. For example, this first one has 4 different words. This one has 5 different words. This one has 3 different words. Generally in SEO, not all the time this is correct, but in generally in SEO, the most keywords a keyword it has, the competition tends to be little lower compared to smaller keywords. This is not accurate all the time, but as a overall practice, most of the time this can be correct. For example, a 3 word keyword will be much more difficult most of the time compared to a 6 words keyword or something like that. That's why most of the long tail keyword we try to go after long tail keyword, because long tail keywords will containing more words for us to see it. For example, this has 4000 plus keyword and the average difficulty is around 36%. Let's say I put say 5 words or more, you can see this average keyword difficulty go down hopefully. Let's see. It didn't go low. Let me see whether I can make it something like 7. Okay, it's staying here, but essentially, if you check one by one, you will try to find the keywords value bit more difficulty is getting reduced. That is the reason we use word count. We go after really long tail keywords to answer. Basically, we are saying the same thing as questions. When we have longer keyword, we know the intent very well, and also competition is getting reduced, and also the intent is very clear. We can create a detailed content for that. For example, weight loss can be meaning anything: weight loss picture, weight loss chart, weight loss plan, or even weight loss, just a bit generic information. But when you see a keyword something like uh, let's say something like when to drink protein shakes for weight loss female, now you know the exact intent for that particular keyword. They are specifically looking for information on this. That is where these long tail keywords comes into play, and that is how you can use word count to find long tail keywords. For me, in this case, I'm just going to leave it as 5. And competitive density, I don't use this a lot because it is the competitor advertiser density. But if you wish to see filter on competitor density also, you can do it. For example, I might do something like this. Anything. And serve feature, another personal favorite of mine. I first let me apply these filters, and I left out with 1600 keywords. And when I go into serve features, Google, as I mentioned on keyword match overview tool itself, they have so many serve features within their search results as well, and you can use these serve features to get more visibility to your ranking web pages. No longer you are only limited to create a web page and rank that web pages. As a SEO person, you can try to optimize your content to rank on these featured snippets or these serve features and get more visibility. For example, featured snippet, you can essentially try to grab featured snippet ranking for Google. I will create a separate tutorial video for that. If you just click here and apply, it will show only the keyword which has a featured snippet. For example, let me wait this data to load. This particular, let me open any of this. How to use MCT oil for weight loss. If I click on search icon here, it will show that featured snippet. So what you can essentially do is create a listing like this and automatically try to grab that featured snippet to you. So that is that particular filter. You are not only limited to featured snippet, you can have various other one. My personal favorites are featured snippets, image pack or image if I'm trying to rank a image for me, video or featured video, video carousel. All these are personal favorite. If I'm creating a YouTube video, I essentially will try to grab those results also for me. If you are covering lot of questions, people also ask is good. If you are a local business, local pack is really good. So depending on your need, there are several other options as well. You can use any of these features. And results on SERP is where the total result index, I personally don't use this filter a lot, but if you want to filter out with these also, that is possible. So when you click on apply, now you are seeing we started with around 700,000 plus keywords, but at the moment, even just explaining the tool, I came up to around 1683 keywords and with a considerably low amount of SEO competition. If I just scroll through now, I will find really lot of low competition keywords. For example, uh, when I click on this keyword difficulty, one time when I click it, it will give the most difficult keyword first according to my filters. And if I click it again, now it will be showing me all the low searched or the low competition keyword. For example, you can see all the low competition keywords which I'm seeing for this particular niche. So rather than going after something like weight loss, you might go after something like low GI diet 12-week weight loss plan PDF, which is having just around 12 competition and 170 searches, and waist bead for weight loss 1300 searches, just 11 competition. So you get the idea to find thousands of keywords on a low competition on your niche. So that is what all the filters and data set will help you to find the low competition keywords or the right keywords which you can go after first to get those initial momentum for your SEO. Now let me explain this section in depth, then I will explain this section also a bit for you. This section is where automatically, as you do all the filters and everything here, it will automatically will create these groups also for you. Basically what it will do is it will try to find common words within the keyword, and it will show how many keywords are present here containing this particular word. It shows the number of keyword, but if you want to see the this particular grouping with number of search volume, you can see by volume, it will show the volume. My personal favorite is not volume, by number. I really like to use this feature because, for example, it shows that it found around 1645 keywords with weight. So if I click on this arrow, it will open up subgroups within that. So it's showing me what it essentially is saying me is that it found 1645 keywords with weight. Then it has all the different other options for me. Then it found inside that it found 104 keywords with recipe and weight in it. So when I click here, it will show only the keywords which has both of this word. Basically this works like include keyword, but we are not sure what is the include keyword we want to give. We want to find all the popular ones we can find from this section here. And if you click on the down arrow again, then it will go much more depth into it. For example, juice. So it goes into 3 level depth and shows that all the keyword which contains the word weight, recipe and juice. And now we are having a very focused keyword data set. Maybe you can create a category and create a content on it or go much more depth into it. So that is how this section works. It works sort of like groups or even clusters for it. Clusters and groups keyword manager is much more effective tool. I will explain in the next video, but that section is showing me those datas for me. Let me close this out and go back to all keywords here, and I'll return to all keywords. Now let me explain this particular data table for you. One, we can add the data here to a keyword list. Keyword list is something like you will save it within keyword manager. It works as, rather than serving to text or have SEMrush automatically cluster the keywords, you can use keyword manager. You can create a keyword list here, new empty list, and save it, or save to one of the existing. You can save up to 2000 items in one keyword list in SEMrush. That is what it is. And also I can update metrics. For example, if I am interested in a particular keyword, something like, let's say, uh, just I'll go with this one of this keyword, but you can see the data is from 1 month old. So I'm not sure whether I should go for it or not, because I want to be extra sure. In that case, what you can do is click on this, and what it will do is it will automatically refresh it. If you want to do one by one, you can click here. But if you do want to do multiple ones, you can select whichever the one and you can click on update metrics and will update it accordingly. You have limits according to the plan here. So you can see now it shows now because the data is updated right now. That is what update metrics means. Then we have the column, like we can hide certain columns if we don't want. For example, I normally not interested on competitive density, so I can hide that column and create more space for other columns here and export the data. I can export all the data, or if I select certain keywords, I can export those data as well. I can export to Excel file, CSV or CSV semicolon. Those options are here for me. Then I have the keyword data table here. All the table can be sorted. Most of them, if you hover over it, if you see this particular section, you can sort this by just clicking on it. You can sort it. For example, if I want to sort it by volume, I just click on it and I will be sorting this keyword 1600 keywords with the volume intent. For example, it is on low, that's why it's having a small bar and a larger bar at the bottom. If I click it out again, it is going to reverse that order for me, and I'm going to be seeing the most searched keywords according to my filters, and I will get most of the ideas. Basically all the data is very self-explanatory. We will see the actual keyword with the hyperlink. When I open that keyword, it will open up that in the keyword overview section which we covered, and we will get more depth into that keyword ID, particular keyword. We will see the intent, we will see the number of volume for that keyword. Trend data, it will show a small trend, like you can see this keyword had a huge demand, then it is very low. So we can see a downward keyword for these keyword, Isaac, everything. So depending on that, you can find evergreen keyword, declining keyword, rising keyword, all that you can find. For example, this is a rising keyword, it had no search volume, now automatically it's rising really fast. So we can use the trend data to see the how the search is fluctuating. Keyword difficulty we explained. CPC is the CPC value. Search icon will show the SERP listing cached page of SEMrush. SERP features, like it shows for this particular keyword what are the SERP features are available for you here. So every keyword will have different set of SERP features, so it will show all the data here. Result shows total number of index for this particular search keyword, and updated shows the number of update, like when the keyword data was last updated. So those are the data, and you can use this next and pages to scroll through the keyword database here. So that is all for keyword magic tool. I explained all the filters, functionalities, important metrics in this tool, because there is no right or wrong, there is no correct filters. You just have to explore through it, try to put low amount value, or even go after keywords which has less than 99. You don't need to go after big keywords. Even targeting smaller keyword where most of them are ignoring those keywords, you can try to rank really well fast and get those initial momentum. Then you can go after medium keyword, then you can go after hard keyword before going after the very hard keywords.